Renovating Retirement with Charlie Jewett. Oh no, I think I'm about to have another episode.
Woot, 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 woot. Warning, warning, the sound is weird. Guys, as you're going to hear in a few minutes, my laptop and my microphone both sort of pooped out this week, and neither one of them are performing as they should be, so I'm recording this podcast on a different laptop that's owned by a member of my family, and a microphone that's an incredible microphone. It's one that I used to use, but the sound quality just didn't come out exactly the way I wanted. I made it the best I could. It's a short episode, so it's only 10 minutes of annoyance if you are annoyed by it, but it probably came out okay. Hope you enjoy it. Just wanted you to have the little warning that the sound is not exactly the same as other shows, totally different equipment. Anyway, enjoy the podcast episode now. Hey everybody, Charlie Jewett here with the Renovating Retirement Podcast, coming at you with another episode after a bit of a break. Now, this break was not intentional. I had my tried and true expensive laptop where I do all of my sound recording and sound editing started to have some problems, and I was working with Costco Concierge and with Square Trade Warranty or whomever, and at one point found out it was my last day of a 2-year warranty, so I was frantically doing everything that they were teaching me to do or having me do, including making a full backup of the entire thing and factory resetting, only to find out it had the same issues. So that computer's in the shop, had to send it in, and I have the other main computer I use is a Chromebook, and recording audio on a Chromebook, I have not had good experiences with that in the past. It's probably me. It's probably not the product. It's probably user error, but I have struggled drastically in the last few weeks here with technology, and then I had a trip to Chicago for 4 days in the middle. So I took a little bit of an unintentional break and didn't mean to, and actually the technology problems continued before Chicago actually did sit down and record this exact episode, only to find out it was one of only 2 times in my history of using Zoom.com to record interviews and record audio where it didn't record. Again, probably not Zoom's fault. Must have been something I did, but I actually spoke the entire episode into a microphone and then loaded it into my editing software to find out the whole file was blank. So, man, has this one been hard. I hope it helps a lot of people. It was supposed to be a little short, easy episode 148, Butchers versus Dietitians. What? Why am I talking about this? Well, I used to be with a group, a registered investment advisory firm called Global Financial Private Capital. I'm no longer with them because I needed to go out and set up my own registered investment advisory firm, or RIA. So I didn't stay with them. But during the time with them, we talked a lot about fiduciaries versus independents. Someone being a fiduciary means that they have a legal responsibility to do what's best for you, whether it's good for them or not. And I'm going, as you know, I'm working through Tony Robbins' book, which is like 660 pages in a book form. And the PDF I have is about 1,120 pages, 27 pages, I think. And I'm in the middle of that, and he mentions the video in the book as well. And I've seen this video before. I think at one point I had it linked on one of my websites or something like that. But if you go to YouTube or just any Google, any search engine, and just type Butchers versus Dietitians, you're going to get one of those whiteboard presentations where somebody's drawing cartoons and somehow they speed up how fast the drawing is so that it keeps up with their words, and they can really crank out the art to keep up with each sentence. But this one's really particularly helpful, and I did an episode recently on helpful analogies, and this probably should have been in that episode too. But the person walks you through how, and ironically, it was in Chicago he's talking about, how in Chicago and many other towns, you go into a butcher shop, and what are they going to do in the butcher shop? They're going to sell you meat, right? And you got these big guys in white coats and meat all over the place in racks, and you say, what's good today? And he tells you what's fresh or where it's, what just came in from Australia, whatever it is. He makes a really great point, and I think it's worth watching because I give you ideas and teach what's wrong in the industry, but it's also helpful to understand why the industry went the way it did. How did we get here? Or why isn't this easier to fix? I mean, for years, all you needed for retirement was stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. And so you had these butcher-type people that sold stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, just like butchers only sell meat, and everything was kind of working out. It's only when that stopped working that people started to say, well, hold on a second. It's like if all you ate was red meat and you started to have all these health problems, it's only then do you ever question, well, should I go to the butcher shop every day? But here's the point, the analogy or the point that's being made in this video, which is only 2.5 minutes long. It's worth like all of you guys to go out and watch it. Just type butchers versus dietitians into a search engine. The point being made is, if you go into a butcher shop, you know they're going to sell you meat. That's their job. Their job is not to make you healthy, teach you how to be healthy, keep your budget, online or anything. Their job is just to sell you meat, so they know more about the meat than anybody. All they stock is the meat, every different kind of meat you could possibly imagine, and that's their job in the world, is to push a product and move that product before it goes bad, or help people have the best possible experience with meat that they can have. And that's not right or wrong in the food industry, in my opinion. Now, if you go to a dietitian, the dietitian's job is to help you to be healthy, or to help you to lose weight or gain weight, or help you to get rid of skin conditions that are coming from something mysterious, maybe gluten or something you're allergic to, some sort of food allergy. The job is to help you do what is best for you, not pick a product and try to get you to buy it. And you'll see at the end of the video, the artist does a very good job saying very simply, most financial advisors are butchers, but a fiduciary is a dietitian doing what's best for you. And it's really important for you guys to know who's a fiduciary and who's not. If you're going to an Edward Morgan Lynch type company, a big, giant brand name company that puts almost everybody in the same portfolio. So if I compared 100 of you that are with one of these big firms, you'd have almost exactly the same portfolio because of what I taught on the podcast on revenue sharing agreements. The person, your so-called advisor, doesn't work for you. They work for the company and must do what the company says, even though they tell you that's not true. And they say, no, I'm actually allowed to represent a lot of different places. I just only happen to put people in this one place. That worked for many years. It worked from 1970 till 1999. The market was going up at an average of 13.78, I think it was. That's fine. People could eat only meat at that time and have no problems, so to speak. All of that changed. From the year 2000 to 2018, the market has not been paying enough, but the financial butchers are still just putting people into only meat, which is basically mutual funds. If you look at your portfolio, your nest egg, the money that you're counting on to either live off of or leave to loved ones when you pass away, and it's a pie chart that goes up and down, right? There's all these different, a little bit of large cap, a little bit of small cap, a little bit here, a little bit there, or you actually see the names of the mutual funds themselves, you have a problem that you may not know about, or you might have a problem or be in things that you really wouldn't want to be in if you understood them. What do I mean by understand them? Say somebody cut into a piece of meat, or one side of it looked really good and the other side was rotten. We're like, well, let's just flip this thing over and say, do you still want it? The display side looked good, but look at the other side. It's got mold on it or whatever. Something red. I'm just making it up on the spot. If you dig inside of the portfolio you have, and we can stress test it and tell you exactly what fees you're paying, not just the ones you know about, but the ones that the SEC allows to be hidden inside the mutual funds and does not require that they show you. But there's software that exists where we just run the portfolio and it says, here's the fees. You heard me say, Tony Robbins said the average fees inside of mutual funds right now are 3.1. And if you look at your prospectus, you're not going to see it say 3.1. It's not, they don't have to reveal them to you. But there's ways for us to go find that out on your behalf at no charge, and we're happy to do that for you. Just get in touch. info@l5wealth.com, info at l the letter 5 the number wealth.com. So what I really want you to do is watch the video. Go watch, do a search for butchers versus dietitians. Then consider your investment plan. Consider your portfolio. Consider your assets and how you're holding them. If you still have money in your life that you watch the news and it says the market's down and you know you lost some money, or your portfolio might be down, or someone checks with you from time to time about rebalancing or moving things around, or if you have somebody that charges you an ongoing fee to try to grow money for you because they're the professional and you're not, or even if you've been doing it yourself for 30, 40, 50 years, the people I talk to who have been doing it themselves know for a fact that the last 10, 20 years are different than the 20 years before that. Even if you've been doing it yourself and you've been using stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, let's revisit this and take a peek at what the other options are. There was a time when banks paid 8-9% for CDs, and we didn't really need the stock market. They stopped, and then we needed it. Now the stock market's not performing. Even though we've had one of the longest bull runs in history, it's not performing, so we want to look at the alternatives, or at least alternative ways to use the stock market. Like, don't settle for all the ups and all the downs. maybe take some of the ups and some of the downs, the first 15% of the down market or whatever. There's a way to limit your losses in down markets. Most people don't know that, but you can do that. Or if you're a fan of what I'm a fan of, you can just eliminate the losses completely. Just say, I don't want to play the game if I lose money and I try to make it back plus more. I just don't want to lose it in the first place, and I either go sideways or up. So every year, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. You throw your hands up and they stay there. I don't know the rest of the song. But anyway, Butchers versus Dietitians, great video. Go check it out on YouTube or put it in the search into Google, and then get in touch. Let's talk about it. info@l5wealth.com. I think you people are the best.
Renovating retirement with Charlie Jewett.
That's all, folks.